Some rides feel shorter than they should. Not because the road ended early, but because your battery gave up before you were ready. And if your e-bike battery barely made it to 1 year, you're probably thinking something's wrong with the bike. But here's the truth. Most of the time, it's not the battery itself. It's the way it's being used. Today, we're going to break this down in a real, honest way. No complicated tech talk, just practical things you might be doing every day that quietly kill your battery. And more importantly, what you can do to fix it. Let's start with the basics. Most e-bikes today run on lithium-ion batteries. These are the same type used in your phone, just bigger, and built for more power and more cycles. In normal conditions, a good e-bike battery should last around 3 to 5 years. That's roughly 500 to 1,000 full charge cycles. So if yours is dying in 1 year, something is clearly off. But here's where people get it wrong. Battery life isn't just about time. It's about how those cycles are used. Think of it like this. 2 riders can buy the exact same bike on the same day, but after a year, one battery feels almost new, and the other struggles to finish short rides. The difference comes down to habits. Small, everyday habits that most people don't even realize matter. This is probably the biggest reason batteries die early. Charging habits. A lot of riders think charging to 100% every single time is the right thing to do. It feels safe, like you're getting the most out of your ride. But in reality, constantly pushing your battery to full puts extra stress on the cells. If you want your battery to last longer, try keeping it between 20% and 80% for regular use. You don't always need a full charge unless you're going on a long ride. Another mistake, plugging in right after a ride. After a long trip, especially in warm weather, your battery is already hot. Charging it immediately adds even more heat. And heat is one of the fastest ways to damage battery cells. Just give it some time. Let it cool down before plugging it in. It's a simple step, but it makes a big difference over time. And here's something even simpler. Once it's fully charged, unplug it. Leaving it connected for hours doesn't help. It slowly wears the battery down. Temperature is something most people completely ignore, but it plays a huge role in battery health. Charging or storing your battery in extreme heat or freezing cold can cause permanent damage. Not the kind you notice immediately, but the kind that slowly reduces how much charge your battery can hold. Think about a hot garage during summer or a freezing corner in winter. Those places might seem fine for storage, but they're quietly draining your battery's lifespan. The ideal setup is simple. Keep your battery somewhere cool and dry. Room temperature is perfect. Even during rides, extreme heat can affect performance. And if you combine that with bad charging habits, the damage adds up faster than you'd expect. Let's make this real with a simple comparison. Imagine 2 riders. The first one charges only when needed, avoids draining the battery completely, and stores the bike indoors. Nothing extreme, just basic care. The second rider charges whenever it's convenient, rides until the battery is completely dead, and leaves the bike in a hot or cold space. After a year, these 2 bikes feel completely different. One still runs smoothly and holds a decent charge. The other struggles, loses power quickly, and feels unreliable. This is exactly why some people think their battery is defective, but in reality, it's just been worn out faster by daily habits. If you're using a second-hand e-bike, this becomes even more important. With used e-bikes, the battery already has a history. You don't know how it was treated before. Maybe it was always overcharged. Maybe it sat in extreme temperatures for months. So when you start using it, you're not starting fresh. You're continuing from where the previous owner left off. That's why some second-hand batteries feel weak right away. It's not always because they're old, but because they've already been stressed. The good news is, you can still improve things. Start charging before it drops too low. Avoid full drains. Keep it in a stable environment. And always use the correct charger. This is where things really add up. You don't need to do anything complicated to protect your battery. It's all about small, consistent habits. Letting the battery cool before charging. Not keeping it plugged in overnight all the time. Avoiding extreme temperatures. Using the original charger. Cleaning the contacts occasionally. Individually, these don't seem like a big deal. but over weeks and months they make a huge difference. Battery wear isn't something that happens overnight. It builds up slowly, and the same goes for good care. Here's something a lot of people don't think about until it's too late. E-bike batteries are expensive. In many cases, replacing the battery can cost a big portion of the entire bike's price. So when a battery dies in 1 year instead of lasting 3 or 4, you're not just losing performance, you're losing money. Some riders even decide to replace the whole bike because of it, which costs even more. But most of the time, this situation is avoidable. A better charging routine, proper storage, and a bit of awareness can save you from spending that money too soon. So if your e-bike battery only lasted 1 year, the truth is, it's rarely just bad luck. It's usually a mix of small habits. Charging too soon after a ride, keeping it at 100% all the time, let it drain completely, storing it in the wrong conditions. The good part is that once you understand this, you can fix it. Charge smarter, let it cool, avoid extremes, and treat your battery like the core part of your bike that it is. Do that, and your next battery won't just last longer. Your rides will feel better too. And that's what really matters.